Sometimes when a celebrity is everywhere, it's kind of like setting them up for failure. Once you reach that certain height, you must come down. In August 2024, Chappell put out some boundaries, some public boundaries for her fans to stop creeping and stalking on her, which was received by a lot of people, and certain people had feelings about her standing up for herself. While I do think celebrities should do this more often, a lot of people felt like she was being ungrateful. She called out the predatory behavior disguised as a super fan that has become normalized because of the way women who are well known have been treated in the past.
I miss frolicking, obviously, because now I'm self-conscious to frolic. And came up and they're like, I was coming up from the somersault. They were like, and they're like, "Are you Chappell Roan?" And I was like, "No." And they were like, "Well, can we get a photo with you?"
In case.
Yeah, and the girl was like did this, and she was like, "It's not her. Don't ask for a photo." And I was like, "It's me." And I was just like the most.
I feel like you.
Don't be a freak to me in public. And also,
Yes, please. Let her frolic.
let me somersault.
Let her frolic.
For God's sake. But
She put out this statement: "For the past 10 years, I've been going nonstop to build my project, and it's come to the point that I need to draw lines and set boundaries. I want to be an artist for a very long time. I've been in too many non-consensual physical and social interactions, and I just need to lay it out there and remind you, women don't owe you anything. I chose this career path because I love music and art and honoring my inner child. I do not accept harassment of any kind because I chose this path, nor do I deserve it." She goes on, "When I'm on stage, when I'm performing, when I'm in drag, when I'm at work, when I'm doing press, I am at work. Any other circumstance, I am not in work mode. I am clocked out. I don't agree with the notion that I owe a mutual exchange of energy, time, or attention to people I do not know, do not trust, and who creep me out just because they're expressing admiration. Women do not owe you a reason why they don't want to be touched or talked to. This has nothing to do with the gratitude and love I feel for my community, for the people who respect my boundaries, and for the love I feel from every person who lifts me up and has stuck with me to help the project to get to where it is now. I'm specifically talking about predatory behavior disguised as super fan behavior that has become normalized. If you're still asking, well, if you didn't want this to happen, why did you choose a career where you knew you wouldn't be comfortable with the outcome of success?" She says, "I understand this. I embrace the success of the project, the love I feel, and the gratitude I have. What I do not accept are the creepy people being touched or being followed." And I can agree with that. Please don't do that. I actually had someone recently. I'm not even going to tell the story because I'm kind of scared this person would see me and do it again. But I had somewhere where someone did grab me and then followed me, and it was weird. And like they were trying to be nice, but like, and be like fan and friendly, but you know, and I don't even think like, if I hate the word fan, but it's not, you know, it's just because I'm friends with everyone who comes out to me in public. But if you like grab my arm and then you keep following me, I'm going to be freaked out. This situation is similar to the idea that if a woman wears a short skirt and gets harassed or catcalled, she shouldn't have worn that short skirt in the first place. It's not a woman's duty to stick up and take it. It's the harasser's duty to be a decent person, leave her alone, and respect that she can wear whatever she wants and still deserve peace in this world. She says, "Please stop touching me. Please stop being weird to my family. Please stop assuming things about me. There is always more to the story. I'm scared and tired. And please don't call me Kaylee. I feel more love than I ever have in my life. I feel the most unsafe I've ever felt in my life. This is a part of a project that I saved just for myself and all of you. This is a part of myself that is just for me, and I don't want that taken away from me. Thank you for reading this. I appreciate your understanding and support." Now, this was in August, and she wrote out this post, which I think was thoughtful. She could have people read it and think about it, and then she decided to respond in a video. And this video rubbed people the wrong way. While I do think that every celebrity should stand up for themselves, I mean, the public's going to react how the public is going to react.
I need you to answer questions. Just answer my questions for a second. If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window? Would you harass her in public? Would you go up to a random lady and say, "Can I get a photo with you?" And she's like, "No, what the fuck?" And then you get mad at this random lady? Would you be offended if she says no to your time because she has her own time? Would you stalk her family? Would you follow her around? Would you try to dissect her life and bully her online? This is a lady you don't know. And she doesn't know you at all. Would you assume that she's a good person? Assume she's a bad person? Would you assume everything you read about her online is true? I'm a random bitch. You're a random bitch. Just think about that for a second, okay?
In a cover story for Rolling Stone, Chappell elaborated on the harassment she's faced over the past few months, including a stalker who's shown up at her parents' home and her hotel room, a man who berated her about not signing an autograph at an airport until police showed up, and a fan grabbing her and non-consensually kissing her while she celebrated a friend's birthday at a bar in August. That's a lot. This person tweeted, 2 things can be true. Chappell Roan deserves to be healthy and well and feel safe performing. And then 2, they're referring to her dropping out of her gigs. 2, dropping out of all things one day before the festival effing sucks and is really crappy to do to fans who spent a lot of money to see her. Now, this tweet is a few weeks ahead, but essentially she had a bunch of shows, concerts, jobs that she had to fulfill, but she's recently been calling out of them because she's been receiving a lot of hate because she keeps explaining herself on the internet and then re-explaining herself, and every time she re-explains herself, she just digs her grave deeper and deeper, and it makes me as a viewer, I feel like she's just struggling to handle all of this public attention, which is sad to see because there's no handbook on this.
I gotta shut the f up, Jim. This is hot.
This person wrote, I wish Chappell Roan could have timed her mental health crisis to benefit me. This is what you guys sound like complaining about her canceling. And I get it. I mean, as someone who goes to a bunch of concerts, if I went and made a bunch of plans to go and see a show, I'm going to be upset. At the same time, are you going to cancel her over it? I don't know. I just think that maybe you just don't go and see her live because it's a 50-50 chance.
Chappell Roan, I literally love you, but girlfriend, that was not cool. And I know that you love being able to speak your mind, therefore I should be allowed to speak mine. Wasn't cool. People spent real money on those tickets. They were expecting to see you. If I was in their shoes and I heard that you canceled simply because the pressure was too high, girl, you shouldn't be performing in those shows then. You're not ready, okay? So you need to do the smaller venues, not these big, massive things, and work on yourself till you can really be a performer. Okay.
Keep in mind, guys, Chappell's been open about living with bipolar disorder and severe depression, stating that she needs a few days to prioritize her health before she's back on stage. Days after the festival passed, she got back on the road, performing in Tennessee on Monday, October 1st. During the concert, she once again reaffirmed her connection with the queer and trans people outside of the coast. She said, I know how hard it is to be queer in the Midwest and South. I understand, and I'm so very grateful I can be here. And I just have to remind myself that this is why I do it. I hope you know that you are wanted here and you are welcome here.
And I just have to remind myself that this is why I do it, is to I can see you and feel you. And that's what is important to me. I needed this so bad when I was 15. I felt so completely misunderstood and very alone, and I really, really needed a place where people weren't going to make fun of me for how I dress or who I liked. And you're welcome here. However you are, wherever you are in your life, you are loved and you are cherished. So thank you for being here. Sometimes it's hard to hear these things, or maybe you don't hear them at all, but if you hear it right now, you are loved and you are cherished.
This reminds me so much of Lady Gaga and Born This Way and that kind of vibe, which is really great for an artist to find a niche community and to really advocate for them, because then they will show out for her even when she calls out sick. It looks like we're going to see Chappell on the big screen again soon. So if you missed her in concert, you can see her on SNL on November 2nd. Actually, that's the day that I'll be marrying my sister. So sorry, Chappell, I won't be watching that. I'm actually so nervous to go and marry her. What the hell? Can you imagine me up there? I'm going to put a little clip of it on YouTube in my Sloan Show series. So definitely keep a lookout for that. And I'll be in Thailand most of December. So if you have any Thailand recommendations, please email me at sloanwellknown@gmail.com. Mariah Carey recently chimed in, agreeing with Chappell Roan's viral thoughts on being famous, saying, it is not fun. Mariah discussed her continuous domination of the holiday season. But when asked about thoughts on Chappell Roan expressing her frustrations with fame, Mariah Carey shockingly agreed. She says, well, I've been through my share of dramas. It's not fun because you grow up thinking, I want to be famous. I mean, really with me, it was always, I want to be a singer. I want to write songs, which is kind of what Chappell said. Mariah then went on to admit that she was exactly opposed to obtaining fame. She said, but I want to be famous was right there with it. I feel like it was probably because I didn't feel like I was good enough on my own because of the things I went through growing up. And that's not a good way to feel, you know? I do think there's going to be more to Chappell and what happens going forward. I'm glad that she's getting back on the road. Nonetheless, getting political was not a great move for her because she's speaking about things that I think a lot of people were like, wait, do you even know what you're talking about? And it's like, I'm not even going to sit here and try to explain it to you guys because I'm not qualified for that. Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.